in our previous sessions we have seen how to plot a single line on a line chart or multiple lines on a single line chart. In this session we will be moving a step further by dividing our chart area to have multiple different line charts all together. Totally different line charts we can have on those subpart areas. Okay, so dividing that chart area into subparts will be doing by using a subplot function of Pyplot. So let us see how that chart area can be divided first. Okay, this is my first image through which where I am going to take two subplot within the same plot area. Okay, same plot area has been divided into two subplot, and in the second example I have divided my chart area or plot area into four subplot. This is an example of dividing my plot area into three different subplot. Okay, and which function I will be using for that? I will be using subplot function of Pyplot for it. Okay, this function will be taking three input parameter. First will be the number of rows in that division. Okay, second will be the number of columns in that division, and the third will be the chart number of that division. So let us see it with an example here. Like here in this example I have divided my plot area into two subpart. Okay, so this is the 2 by 1 division. You can check here the total number of horizontal rows are 2 and vertical column is 1, and this is the chart number 1 of that division, 2 by 1 division. This is the chart number 2 of that subdivision. Now you can check here in the second example also. Here I have divided my chart area into four different subplot areas, and this is 2 by 2 division. I mean the number of rows are 2, number of columns are 2, and this is the first chart of that division. This is the second chart of 2 by 2 division. This is the third chart of 2 by two division, and this is the fourth chart of 2 by 2 division. Okay, so now we have seen the function also. Let us do it practically. Let me show this to you practically how you can have this. For that I'm going to start your Python shell, and I'm going to create a new file here. As we already know, first of all we always write import statement. All right, import statement to import your Python. In my line chart I will be having one subject names list. Okay, and this list will contain, let's say, three different subjects. So I have taken English, then I am going to take math as the second subject. Now I am going to take, let's say, science also. You can take any list. I am going to take a simple list having subject names and marks. So these are my subject names. Then I am going to take two children names. One is Ellen. Let's say the marks of the Ellen in different ways are like this. All right, so these are the marks of Ellen in these three different subjects. Then these are the marks of Ria in these three different subjects. Let's say this is 12 again, 32 again, 22 again. So these are the three marks for three different subjects scored by Ria. Now I'm going to plot two different line charts all together by dividing my plot area by using a subplot function. So first of all I am going to divide it. Always remember, you will have to call this subplot function first before you start writing for different line charts. So I am going to call pl dot subplot, and I'm going to see the division now. I'm just going to divide my plot area into two parts. So my division will be total number of rows will be 2 and total number of columns will be 1, and this is the first chart of mine in that division, where I'm going to first of all take the title of my chart. Let's say this I'm going to take as, this was for Ellen, so I'm going to take Ellen name here, name of the child as my title, and then I'm going to take pl dot plot function again to plot a line chart, and this time I am going to take two list. One is subject name, another is list name is Ellen, where I have scored the marks of Ellen. Let's say I'm going to have a red line for it, so I'm going to take it as the color code red. Okay, now the same code I'm going to place twice in my coding, so I'm just copying it so that I can show it quickly to you. Alright, so this is my second line chart where but the things has changed little bit now. This is the second chart of that subdivision, and the chart title will be Ria, because this is the Ria's chart now, and the marks will also change from Ellen to Ria. So this is the second chart. Okay, let's change the color also. Let's have a blue line for Ria. Okay, so this way we can have these two charts on my chart area by using subplot function. Now, as we already know, always it's important to have this show function. Without this, my chart won't be displayed to us. So I have called this function. Once I have called, I'm going to save my file with the name here. Okay, and once I am saving it, I'm going to run it in front of you. Okay, you can check here my chart area is divided into two different charts, and one chart was for Ellen and the second chart for Ria. So this way I have divided my plot area into two different subplots. Okay, let us compare it with my coding back to back. Okay, so this is how you can see here. The first chart was Ellen's chart, so that has come at the top, and second chart was of Ria's chart, which has come here. Now you can check here, these title and the x-axis labels are overlapping, they are mixing here. So how can we adjust the space between two different subplots? That can also be done here, and that can be done by using a function of Pyplot that is known as subplot.adjust function. Subplot.adjust function of Pyplot will take two input parameter. One is called height space, another is called as width space. Height space will take the space between two subplot in number of pixel. In the the height space, the vertical space. The width space will be the horizontal space in number of pixels between two subplots. Okay, so how can we use it? Let us see it in your coding. Okay, so we just want to have some space here between these subplots, so that before you remember, before calling the pl.show function, we have to use it. Using it, this function pl.subplot plots and underscore adjust. This is the name of the function, and this function will be taking two input parameter. One will be h space. So I'm going to take my h space as 0.5 pixel, for example. The vertical space, height space means vertical space. Okay, then we have w space. W space means width space, the horizontal space between two subplots. So let's say this is also I'm going to have 0.2 pixels only. Then I have closed it, this function call, and save my modification and run my file one more time. You can check here. See, now these labels are not overlapping. We have a space between these two subplot. Okay, so this is how you can create multiple subplots by using subplot function of Pyplot, and we can adjust the spacing between those subplots by using subplots underscore adjust function. Okay, that's it for today. Rest of the things we'll be seeing in your next session. Thank you.